Hello, it's Weeder here. Welcome back to my cosplay workshop. I made Stella, Starfighter, and Seiya Ko's cosplay costume for an event, Otafest, in 3 days and entered their fashion walk and came out with a new shiny. And today's video, we're going to be talking about the planning process and the crunch process of that. So I hope you enjoy. So the time was a Tuesday night before Otafest, and I was previously feeling really burnt out. So if you've followed me on social media or just follow my work in general, you would have noticed like a couple of months where I pretty much did nothing, and I made a short post about being burnt out a couple of months ago. And I was in bed on the Tuesday before Otafest, and suddenly I was just like, oh, hello, I feel creative today. And I looked through my cos plans to see what I had in store, kind of in my to-do list, characters that I want to cosplay. And I was thinking, hey, Sailor Cosmos is coming out, the final arc, the final remake movies, or not remake, retelling movies that are faithful to the final arc to the Sailor Moon manga, which was my favorite arc. And I had always, in the back of my mind, thought about Sailor Starlights as well. And so I hopped onto stream and I actually started doing the boot patterns. Those of you who were there for the stream would have kind of been pleasantly surprised that I suddenly started Crafty Stream. And what happened during that stream was I happened to pattern everything all in one go. And I was like, oh, I think I can do this. And so on that same Tuesday night, I hopped back into bed. I was like looking at conventions that I could go to. I am like feeling maybe I'm back from the burnout. The last convention that I had went to was SakuraCon in Seattle, in which I was completely burned out, where I didn't want to cosplay anything. So I did a onesie-con the entire day. So I was looking to make up for that, you know, within myself. So I was looking up conventions and I remembered Otafest. Last year I was a guest at Otafest as a cosplay guest. And I remember saying to the organizers that I enjoyed it so much that the convention gave off such a great, you know, community that even if I wasn't invited back this year, I would probably come back as a paying attendee. And I was like, okay, I remember Otafest. It's probably coming up soon because I remember it was kind of this time of the year from last year. So I looked it up and it was in 3 days' time. So I thought, okay, that's coming soon. Probably too soon. So let's have one speed crunch session to see whether this is possible before I book the tickets. So on night 2, this is Wednesday night, I got my wet look pleather and neumed everything through the sewing machine. So this is what I did on night 2 after patterning everything. First, boot covers. This is the boot cover that was patterned on stream. Second, the sailor flap that everybody has. So this is literally just a crab claw that goes over my neck. And ta-da, now I'm a Sailor Guardian. Next was my booty shorts, my Sailor booty shorts. These are actually patterned off my, get this, Australia booty shorts. Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. So I wear these around the house sometimes and sometimes to the pool. And these make my butt look great. So luckily, I had a piece of garment that I already knew complemented my booty. So all I had to do was lay this onto the fabric and trace it. So I neumed this booty short together. And what was left was the titties. The titties was actually quite simple. I didn't have a base bra. I didn't have a base bra. So I went to the fabric shop and they had these cups that, you know, were conveniently just like the right size, the right kind of sit. So I got them, decorated them with sequins to make a strap, and then patterned out these little Hershey's Kisses. When I say Hershey's Kisses, is literally the shape of the panel that I patterned out for the boobies. So from here, it's literally a Hershey's Kiss with a dart in it. So that all got sewn on night 2. And so if you're familiar with the character, like after all of the black wet look pieces, it's pretty much done because these characters do not wear much at all, right? So after all of that, I thought, I think I can do this. I think I can make it in time, because the only things that were missing from this costume afterwards was the chest brooch, the glittery bits that are on her tummy, and her belts, and this little headphone thing. So I knew that, you know, these accessories, they could be whipped out at the hotel room. So I left those for a little bit later. So this is a little bit of like crunch strategy, because I knew that even if I book this trip, it's going to be 1, budget, so everything has to be carry-on. 2, because it's carry-on, I won't be able to get anything sharp. So it's like no machines, no sewing kits, no anything like that. So anything sewing, anything cut has to be done. And anything that I'm bringing to finish off in the hotel room has to be just gluing. So I strategized the crunch by, you know, getting all the bits cut, getting all the sewing necessary done, and getting all of this plastic, like this is made of Sintra, so it's that white plastic board. Getting all of that cut so I don't have to, you know, pack a knife, I don't have to buy a knife there, I don't have to, you know, source scissors if I don't have that. So everything is everything is cut, everything is sewn before I fly, so that everything that I have to do at the hotel is gluing. On that second night, I decided, okay, this is doable. I have enough progress here that if I fly tomorrow, I will be able to get everything done. So off I go on Expedia and find myself a hella deal. And all of that together, return trip, luggage, 3 nights at the hotel, $600. I thought that was a steal. So after booking that, I was like, hey, what if Otafest has a competition that is still taking on registration? I was feeling pretty good about this. Like, I'm usually looking at my costumes going, ugh, gross. But this time I was just like, wow, I look hot in this. Like, I was really feeling it. On this second night, this is like the night before I had to fly. And I looked it up, you know, and lo and behold, Otafest has a fashion walk, fashion show, cosplay fashion show that takes on-the-day registration. And they specified that, you know, it was, you know, all about presentation, all about the poses, all about, you know, the stage presence. So I was like, there is no way I'm gonna just walk up there and pose. That's why on the second night out of 3, the night before I had to go fly, I decided to add 1 more costume to my crunch, which was the school uniform that they have. This is their special uniform, and I had to make it a tearaway. So this is what it looks like, kind of like this. And on the back, it's just a series of magnets that come together. The base jacket of this is actually just an H&M sports jacket that was on sale. I got it for $15. $15 jacket. Snip the shit out of it and add a lot of magnets onto the back, and I had myself a tearaway costume. The problem was that this costume has a stupid amount of zippers and rings on it, and this was the night before my flight. The night before my flight that I decided to do this. What I had to do was plan out the tearaway patterns, so like plan out where to do the snips and stuff, and go and buy this jacket on the morning of my flight, and buy these rings and zips and insert all 7 of them before midday, because my flight was at 3 p.m. And I had to leave my house precisely at 3 p.m. or else I would be late for boarding my flight. So, the planning went as follows. Night 2, book the flights, book the hotel room, and confirm criterias of the competition. Also on night 2, before bed, plan the tearaway, and then plan the morning, like the commute to getting the jacket and then getting the zippers on the way back. So this is the day of the flight. Buy jacket, buy zippers, and then insert all 7 zippers, and then yeet all of them into the luggage and fly to Calgary. And I fucking did it. And all... But you know what though, that rush kind of made me feel like I was young again. Like, because I used to do this bullshit. I used to pull this kind of bullshit out of my ass all the time. And now that I'm older, I'm just like, I don't know if that I have that in me anymore. I was like, I don't know if that time has truly passed me. And then here I am pulling this bullshit out of nowhere. And I'm just like, physically I was dying, but like mentally, emotionally, I was just like, youth. It was Thursday. I bought the plane. So, only carry on because I didn't want to spend like $100 per piece to check in any luggage. And I also want to just like have everything with me so that, you know, when I get off the plane, I get off the plane and go straight to the hotel. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. So when I got to my hotel room on Thursday, all I had to do was build this, paint this. Like, I was able to bring paint because they let you bring makeup. I put my paints into like little vials so that, you know, it didn't go past, you know, the volume. So I just had to paint this guy here, paint this guy here, and paint this guy here. And for the rest of Thursday night, all I did in my hotel room was put everything on my body, entire sailor outfit on my body, and put the uniform on top and practice the tearaway. Because my plan for the walk-on was to go out as Seiya, just like sing his song, calling his princess, that kind of thing. And then in the middle, there's 3 points in the stage that you have to hit. There's the first pose, second pose in the middle, third pose in the other end of the stage. So on my first pose, it was the idol uniform, la 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 la, search for princess. And then in the middle, I wanted to go fighter, star power, make up. So in order for that to be an impactful reveal, I wanted it all in one go, like one smooth rip-off, right? There were a few times where, you know, the Velcro, the magnet was like too tight, whereas like the tear like didn't happen. I would be like, and then my neck would be like, right? So I spent the entire Thursday night just like going, Fighter, Star Power, makeup, 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 like until I got it down to like every time I did the makeup, it would come off smoothly and it would be one rip. I want it, blah, and then it would be like from hot dude to bikini beb, you know, bikini beb. And then Friday comes Otafest. There's so many like areas in the convention that is kind of just like designated to people vibing. And there were a lot of people vibing. But I, on that day, had one goal in mind, and that was to map out my walk. So I'm staying like several blocks away, and I wasn't really familiar with the city of Calgary because last time I was here I had people keeping me alive. This time I was on my own. On Friday, my main mission was to map out everything that I was going to do on the Saturday and map out everything everywhere that I had to go on on Saturday, and to find the registration desk of the fashion walk, because some conventions have like these moving cosplay HQs, but thankfully Otafest had one cosplay HQ that doesn't move, and the lovely staff there was able to confirm for me that yes, tomorrow at 9 a.m. like this is where people are gonna line up to register for the on-the-day registration for this competition. So I was like, okay, no matter what tomorrow, I'm gonna be here at 9 a.m. sharp. So after getting, that information confirmed for me, like the rest of the day was pretty much enjoy the con day. And being as old as I am, being to as many cons as I have, I've gotten really good at just speed running the con pretty much. And speed run the con I did. I went through the artist alley, through the vendors hall. I used my old man speed running skills to, see everything that I was interested in the con, attended some panels, and then went swiftly home back to my hotel, where I did another few costume runs and went swiftly to bed at Otafest Saturday. I got there at 9 a.m. sharp for the on-the-day registration, and there was already a line out the door. Even being, on the dot 9 o'clock when the place opens at 9, I was the second last person accepted into the advanced category. So even when I'm like on the dot on time, I almost did not make it in. So I'm super grateful that I was punctual. I'm not always punctual, but this time I willed myself into being punctual, and I was. And yeah, the rest of it went as expected. Went up onto the stage, hit my poses, did the reveal. The audience seemed to really like it, so I'm really glad. And then came home with the shinies. So this is the shinies that we won. This is the cash play cosplay. There's no cash involved. Cosplay Fashion Show advanced winner. There were 3 of us. The other 2 were really, really cool Ruby and Weiss cosplayers from Ruby. And I was one of the 3 winners. I don't think they're ordered first, second, third place. It was just like the 3 highlights of the advanced category gets the shinies, and I was one of them. Yay! So that's pretty much my experience crunching 3 nights and coming home with a shiny at Otafest, and how I did it. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. Yeah, I really feel like, with this crunch, like it really sparked the joy back in cosplay for me. And yeah, I feel like I'm like re-energized to do some of the bigger costumes that I have kind of like stored under my workshop at the moment. So yeah, if you like the story, please consider liking and subscribing. I will have a tutorial book and pattern of Sailor Starfighter and of all the other Starlights as well. I plan to cosplay all 3 of the Starlights. So tutorials will be available. And if you do like supporting my work and would like to take it a step further, join us on the Crafty Squad on Patreon. There is a lovely and chaotic community there. So hope you guys will join us there, and I'll see you there. In the meantime, please stay crafty. This is Winner. Bye!